Welcome back to a great episode of Powerboating in Paradise with members of the Florida Powerboat Club. This time we're featuring a full-length souvenir video of the Emerald Coast Poker Run 2017. This is Stu Jones, president of the Florida Powerboat Club, and we're kicking things off here from our Poker Run headquarters at the Emerald Grand in Harbor Walk Village, where there is something going on every day and every evening with a festive atmosphere, starting as early as Tuesday for Boat Week, and that's where we got things kicked off here with an air show, first of all, and just in a few minutes we're going to get started with the Fat Tuesday Mardi Gras Parade, which features powerboats for the early birds who arrive in town, and then the festivities continue all week long right through Poker Run Saturday and a Crab Island Fun Run and a Raft Up Party on Sunday. Here's a great shot right off my balcony at the Emerald Grand Resort. These are the kinds of views you get from this magnificent hotel, which is headquarters for the event, and here we are now getting started with the Tuesday, Fat Tuesday that is, Powerboat Parade. It features floats that were made specifically for the occasion. It's a family-friendly resort atmosphere here, especially with Harbor Walk Village and the new Margaritaville in the backdrop. All kinds of shops, over 75 shops and restaurants, saloons and little souvenir shops and apparel shops, everything you can imagine here at Harbor Walk Village, which makes it truly an entertainment complex that is on the doorstep for everyone who stays at the Emerald Grand. And we're going to continue to use this as our headquarter for the upcoming 2018 edition, where we will change the format and make it a powerboat-only event and bring us back to our roots the way it was back in the late 90s when we started doing this event here in the Emerald Coast. No question that this is a family-friendly atmosphere. It keeps getting better every year. Now, we've brought our kids a few years in a row, but with school going back early, it's more difficult for us to bring the kids. So the Emerald Coast Poker Run next year is going to swing to the third weekend of August, and I think that's going to sort of downsize the amount of families that are hanging around here. But more importantly, it's going to keep the number of pontoon boats and jet skis and, sort of novice boaters that are on the waterways. It'll diminish that somewhat, and that's actually better for the poker run and much safer. But you can see how much fun you can have here at Harbor Walk Village, and they have these things going on every day here, so you don't even have to leave the property. You could stay here for days and days and eat at a different restaurant every day and be a part of all these festivities. And it looks like the parade is now underway. There's that brand new F-150, courtesy of Hub City Ford, our grand prize for the poker run, and that Emerald Coast Harley-Davidson 750 Street in the back. Somebody's taking home those prizes.
Welcome to the Emerald Coast as we celebrate the 25th annual Emerald Coast Poker Run here at Harbor Walk Village. It's day one of Boat Week, and I'm handing out beads at the Mardi Gras Parade. You can't have more fun than this here on the Emerald Coast. So join us for the 25th anniversary of the Emerald Coast Poker Run. Let's go! Yay!
As you can see, we've got not only the parade going on, but all kinds of tricks and artisans. It's kind of like a miniature Mallory Square here at Harbor Walk Village. And there's some of our boats that are entered. Remember, if you do want to participate in this parade, you can bring your powerboat. You've got to tow it yourself, very slowly, as you can see, because it's a really tight course. And we can't really take any boats that are much more than about 42 or 40, probably 42 feet, I think is the limit. Narrow beam. Cats are hard to get through, but if you're really good, you can get a catamaran through this tight course as well. So we invite people to come and take part in the Tuesday night Powerboat Parade for the 2018 edition of the Emerald Coast Poker Run. Normally we have about 5 or 6 boats mixed in with some local floats, but I'd love to see this event turn into a 15 or a 20 boat parade. So let's all get here next year by Tuesday so we can take part and really get this Powerboat Week kicked off with this incredible parade and have a lot of fun for everyone.
You're watching Emerald Coast Poker Run 2017, and we are having a blast. Come join us.
If you like going to parties, then you're going to love Boat Week because there's a party every night. And Wednesday night, it was at AJ's on the Bayou, which is on Cinco Bayou, just near Fort Walton Beach, really. Not anywhere near the AJ's in Destin, but owned by the same gentleman Mr. Alan Laird, who has been supporting this event since its beginning. He's actually one of the co-founders. There's all the souvenir swag that the Emerald Coast Foundation sells at all the events. So if you need T-shirts for some of your friends back at home, this is the place to get them. Lots of great food, though. Barbecue galore, every kind of barbecue, and it smelled great, looked great, and everybody feasted on this barbecue all night long. Lots of entertainment, too. Live band playing, music playing. They had kind of a sports bar atmosphere as well. It's really got a little bit of everything for everyone, because if you want to watch the local game or listen to the band or just sit around and drink beer, it's also on the water, so you can come here by boat. And I would only suggest that for the local boaters who know their way around, because it's kind of hard getting in here. But yeah, turn on the underwater lights, open up the engine hatch, and put on a little show for everybody that's hanging out. And now that we're inside, you can see that Alan Laird and his staff really did an excellent job of remodeling this bar that I can't remember what it was called before. It's been called so many things, but Alan has turned this into a major entertainment complex. And there's Terry Atkins from the Emerald Coast Blues Brothers, who have been a big part of this poker run event for many years. And Terry's also a boater, registered for the event with his 29-foot Chaparral Villain. That's a high-performance Chaparral. Not many people know that they made that boat. But these guys are great local entertainers, and love to have them here helping us out for this big event. It's Thursday now, and there's a lot of boats rolling into town as we stop over here at the Ramada Fort Walton Beach. One of our alternative headquarters has been a big part of this event for years, and there's that grand prize Ford F-150 that somebody's going to take home on Saturday night. Thanks to all of the sponsors, including the IP Casino, Hub City Ford for the truck, and of course Emerald Coast Harley Davidson for this Harley 750 Street, which will be the grand prize for the Ruby class. And just to clarify, Ruby class are the smaller local boats who have to meet certain criteria to register for the event. Big shout out to the people here at the Ramada Fort Walton Beach. They say, yeah, bring the boats and park them out front. We want this place to look like there's a poker run going on. Just down the street from the Ramada, less than a mile away, a lot of activity here at a new, well, it's our second year actually, at this Emerald Coast Convention Center, where we rented this giant parking pad for the boats and trailers, which is right beside the Marler Park ramp. It doesn't get any easier than this, guys. You literally put your boat in, and about 100 yards away, you park your trailer, and that worked out great. 2 years in a row, thanks to everybody from the Emerald Coast Convention Center. Thursday is also when we commence the check-ins, and that makes it a lot easier for people coming in from out of town, so they can get their Poker Run goodie bag, all their T-shirts and passes for all of the functions, and get that out of the way on Thursday so they can start having fun Thursday night and Friday and right through the weekend. There's also a check-in at the Emerald Grand, of course, but we're back up here on my balcony of a corner suite, a 3-bedroom, and can't tell you just how incredible it is to be situated on these balcony suites. There's a view of Crab Island right off the balcony. Obviously, we've got David up here with a zoom lens on the camera, but you get the idea. That's looking east out the East Pass as Manny Roman comes in with his 42 motion. There's the Highway 98 bridge, and we're literally on the balcony watching all the boats roll in, and a lot of them getting nestled up on Noriega Point there with Destin Harbor in the background. Inside the suite, that's we're in the living room now, and just a quick look here through the kitchen. Giant, massive kitchen with a wraparound counter. It's an amazing 3-bedroom suite at a great price. Now, changing gears just a little as we move over to this venue. It's a sponsor appreciation party at Al's Beach Club and Burger Bar. This is the upstairs gallery where all the sponsors and the Emerald Coast Foundation members and board members all got together and just kind of had a nice little shindig and thanked everybody for attending. And the charity beneficiaries are also here, which is good because it gives them a chance to really thank the foundation and the sponsors for everything they do to make it a successful event. Going forward in 2018, we are going to change the format up a little bit, and we're not going to be working directly with the Emerald Coast Foundation. I think we all agreed that the foundation does a great job of raising money for kids, but they seem to have a different agenda which is more geared towards the locals and smaller boats, and they want to let everybody in, and that's great. But we're going to offer now a 2-event format. The foundation's going to continue running the local event on the second weekend of August, and the Florida Powerboat Club is going to be running a powerboat-only event the following weekend, which will be headquartered at the Emerald Grand.
Are you ready to welcome our Miss Boat Week pageant contestants to the stage? Well, may I introduce to you the lovely ladies of Miss Boat
Of course, big night on the agenda, the Miss Boat Week contest. Every boat week is probably the highlight of, everyone who gets in town. It's the first really big party Thursday night, which was moved to the Block nightclub, which is basically a country western club in Fort Walton Beach. And they call it the Block for a reason. It's like a city block long, so it's a huge place, and hundreds of people were in attendance. And the ladies were awesome, as always. I don't know where they find all the girls, but they do a great job of finding them, and out of the, I think, 15 or 16 in attendance, there were 5 or 6, and of course I was a judge again, like I am every year, and there were 5 or 6 that I was really just having a tough time with, and as well as the other judges, because I know that, when you get down to the top 5 or 6, it's so hard to pick who the winner is going to be. But thanks to these lovely ladies for putting on a great show, as they always do. And we were able to award a number of modeling contracts to some of the girls here, and we got them out on the poker run over the weekend. So it worked out great. Thanks, ladies, for putting on a fantastic show, and thanks to everybody from the Block for having a great venue for this party. This is one of the highlights for me, is getting a chance to judge this contest, but I guess that's really just some of the fun that comes along with this event. The heavy lifting is done behind the scenes. And I think that it was important this year, it meant a lot to me anyway, that the Emerald Coast Foundation took time to recognize the Florida Powerboat Club and thank me personally for all the years. This is a 25-year event. I've been involved for 20 of them, so it meant a lot to me to hear that praise. And looking ahead to 2018, the Miss Powerboat Week contest will take place at the Crab Island Cantina at Harbor Walk Village in Destin. Friday now, we are getting ready for some boating action, but first, let's get some more teams checked in, and let's go through the formalities of having a safety management meeting. It's important to do that for all poker runs, and it's part of our program with the Florida Powerboat Club. There's Kayla, one of our new models, and there is Brandy, the blonde, Southern gals here helping us out. And there's Tina from IP Casino, who's been a fantastic volunteer with us every year, helping us here at the Fort Walton Beach location. Remember that these safety meetings follow the check-in, so if you want to get it all done in one shot, you can show up on Friday morning at either the Ramada location, and you can get checked in here and then go straight into the captain's meeting. This is all done in the morning, so that you've got the afternoon put aside for boating activities, which includes a fun run to Juana's. But you can see how well attended these meetings are, and that's by design. We have all of the local law enforcement agencies and first responders here, fire departments from Niceville all the way to Pensacola, as well as Florida Fish and Wildlife and the U.S. Coast Guard. And they've taken an active role in helping us with this safety management program, and they've been so engaged, I guess is the word, in helping us to make a better program every year. And I think we've got one of the finest for any poker run around the nation. Now remember, there are 2 locations that we do this, in Fort Walton Beach at the Ramada and then here at the Emerald Grand. Going ahead for 2018, we'll probably have everything done just at the Emerald Grand because it will be a new format, and we're trying to keep all the activities based right there at the one venue. We cover a lot of items on the agenda, mostly safety-related, speeds, different classes, the course map, etc. And at the end, we had an opportunity for a photo op with our first responders. Thanks, guys. You're a great team. And there's beautiful Crab Island. Never looked any better than it did this beautiful Friday. And it looks like the weather is going to be just ideal for our Friday fun run. We're not going very far today, just heading westbound towards Juana's for lunch. And let's get things kicked off with Daryl Turner from Texas in his huge 50-foot Nortec Team 4-play. He calls it that because it's got 4 big blocks in it. A little bit of time for some scenery here. We're flying with Timberview helicopters. There's the beach pier that comes right off of the boardwalk in Fort Walton Beach. There's the Ramada. And there is Destin West in the background with Destin West RV Park, where many of us have our motorhomes for this week. There's a great shot there of the Ramada Fort Walton Beach, and looks like we're starting to get some more boats out on the water here. Remember, not a very long run today from Fort Walton Beach to Navarre, only about 20 miles plus, but we're going to do the best we can to catch up with as many boats as possible. Here we are now with Lance and Paula Panapindo from Louisiana, their 30-foot Baja, which has been a big player here on the event as many years as I can remember. They make this an annual event with the family. In fact, I watched young Lance grow up on this event. He was a little kid, now he's a big boy, all grown up, and got his girlfriend with him for the run. Let's say hi to Bill Waters and his crew in this 35 Mar-Lago. Bad investment. I think it was probably a good investment because look at all the good-looking girls he's got on the boat. That's what I love about these center consoles. You don't have to leave anybody back on the dock. Bring as many friends as you can and crank up the party. Just a reminder, these conditions here on the Emerald Coast are fantastic pretty much all the time. This is 100% a protected water course. It means that we never go offshore. We never really go out in the Gulf Coast waters. We run between the inlets on the protected waters from Choctawhatchee Bay and all the way up here through the Sound. Here's another team I would consider to be veterans here at the Emerald Coast Poker Run. Scott and Monica James from South Carolina in their 35 fountain called Slippery When Wet. And they've gone back so far that I remember when their kids were small and they would bring them on this run and it would be a family weekend. Now the kids are grown up, so it was time to bring some more friends, and they have Whitey and Jackie Anderson joining them for their first Emerald Coast weekend. We are closing in now on the Navarre Bridge. You can see the Gulf in the background, and that's Navarre Beach, where we're going to stop at Juana's Pagodas. And today was kind of a special day. Juana's went out of their way to really set the beach up and the dockage, so it was a lot more structured. And you can see the result there, that nice straight line of boats that comes right off that T-head. And that's thanks to Kevin Rutsky and his staff here at Juana's for making the extra effort to help us be a little more organized with our docking and rafting here at Juana's. Down on the beach now, we set the helicopter down and joined in on the fun. You can see there's a lot of area boaters and families kind of hanging out. Remember, it is a Friday afternoon, still summertime, so a lot of spectators come out to take part and enjoy the scenery with all the cool boats coming in. There's Big Jerry Swanson's red Terrible Cat, and there's Alan Swindoll's Sunseeker. A nice eclectic mix of boats here on this event, from high performance to yachts.
Somebody once said that the pagodas are from the far east, but we've got one here that's in the western world. It's called Juana's Pagodas, and the owner here, Kevin Rutsky, always puts on a good party here at Juana's for the Emerald Coast Poker Run. Lots of action here today. It's only the Friday Fun Run. Kevin, you put on a great show. You got a lot of people having fun, eating food, having some beverages, and getting out of the heat.
It's a great group. We'd love to have them. This is our 25th season doing this. It grows every year. We've been a part of it from the beginning. The Friday Fun Run has been building over the last couple years, and this Friday almost beats some of the Saturdays we've had in the past.
Indeed, it is, and good point. It's not even really the full-blown poker run yet, but I had lunch with Kevin last week or a few days ago. He said people come out here 2 days in advance and camp out just to have a spot on the beach, and we fixed that this time. We said, you know what, no problem, you folks can join us here, but we're going to keep 120 feet open for the registered poker runners. We did that this year, and it worked out just great. Thanks to Hugh Petroni Sr. From Team Way Nuts, the 43 Nortec, for sponsoring the lunch here that happened over in your sports bar. Thanks for a great party, and I'm sure you're going to be here tomorrow.
Yep, we'll be here bright and early, ready to get everybody back going again tomorrow.
Emerald Coast Poker Run 2017 here on the Friday Fun Run.
Back up in the helicopter now, thanks to the Navarre Fire Department for allowing us to park right there on county property, right beside Juana's Pagodas. But we're back up in the air because we still have a lot of boats to shoot. We didn't get out of the box early enough in the afternoon, and a lot of the boats got here before the chopper could catch up. So we've got a job to do, and that's take pictures of boats. So let's get out there. Let's catch up with some more boats. Say hi to Frankie and Molly Tubbs in their 38-foot fountain. They've been on this event before, and they look forward to it every year. They said they had a great time. They had their friends along, Neil and Selena Inman, along with Todd and Alex Alexander. And we asked in their video bio what made them come back this year. They said that it's such a great venue, and it's a great place, and including that it's a great cause. I agree, it is a great cause, all for the kids. And to answer your question, Frankie, when is next year's event? August the 14th to the 19th. It's a Tuesday through Sunday with plenty of activities for the new Powerboat Week 2018. And looks like we're getting a quick shot here of a Ruby class boat. That's a local class. Looks like a little chaparral runabout with a yellow sticker. And I hope those guys are having a good ride. Just a quick run back here to Destin Harbor. We thought we'd fly over some of the residents. There's Ronnie Paul in his backyard saying, "Hey, Stu, what you up to?" He'll be running his outer limits on the run Saturday. Meantime, back at AJ's just across the harbor, the boats are starting to settle in. Of course, this is one of our docking headquarters, and this is where all of the sponsored boats will be laid out for the weekend. And tonight, for the captain's party, the lights will be on, the underwater lights on, all the cockpit lights, and this is going to be quite the show here at the docks at AJ's, as it always is. And it's a great location to dock your boat because it's just a 5-minute walk up to the Emerald Grand, where a lot of our club members are staying. So this turned out to be a pretty good situation. Thanks to Alan Laird and his staff for rolling out the red carpet and moving all the the daytime charter boats out of here so we can be front and center with our poker run every year. Anybody who's interested in docking here for the 2018 event, just let me know ahead of time. There is I believe a 3-night minimum at a certain rate, so you pay a little more to dock here, but it's a big part of the show, and it's fun to hang out at AJ's and show off your boat.
I don't believe there's a better location to hang out here in Destin than this magnificent Emerald Grand Resort, one of our poker run headquarters here for the Emerald Coast Poker Run now for, going on about 10 years. That's the East Tower over my shoulder. We're standing here on the West Tower as all of the action unfolds here and all the boats come back into harbor. Now, what we like about the Emerald Grand is really a lot of things. It has a great location here in Destin, right at the Highway 98 bridge, Crab Island over our shoulder. And of course, about a few miles down the road, we have the legendary marina where you can go keep your boat. Some of our sponsor boats are staying over here at AJ's, but this property is just magnificent for so many reasons. Right from the moment that you walk in the front lobby with that grand vista coming in, they've got the Grand Vista Ballroom, which is a great restaurant, place to hang out, have a drink, have a bite to eat. And of course, just above that, they've got the spa and the exercise room, which many of us will never see. Want to thank them for their hospitality because it really is a first-class, luxurious condominium resort. I'm staying here in a 3-bedroom condo with a wraparound balcony. A lot of our guests are in 4-bedroom condos with balconies that wrap around all the way from the north side around to the south side with views of Crab Island, the East Pass, and of course, Destin Harbor. A lot of our Florida Powerboat Club members here at the Emerald Grand. We want to thank Bruce Kroll and all his staff for the rolling out the red carpet as you always do, and we always enjoy our stay here at the Emerald Grand Resort.
The weather held and nighttime fell, and the Friday night Rock the Dock party was well underway at AJ's. There's a 34-foot MTI Black Diamond Express coming in, and her mothership, that's right, the 52 Black Diamond. And these are local boats here in Destin Harbor, so we see them on every Emerald Coast Poker Run every year. We also saw the Mojo Miami Vice boat, 40-foot MTI. It made its way to the Key West Poker Run about 6 years ago. It made one appearance here at Emerald Coast until it's going back for a new paint job. But just looking around the docks and seeing all the boats on display, this is really the backdrop that makes for such a great Friday night party. The underwater lights on, the engine lights on, the cockpits open, the engine hatches open. I think that's really the showmanship that we love, and as the people walk the docks and get out their cameras, it's just picture after picture. And I think this is part of the showmanship that really make poker runs so popular. You don't even have to be a big fan. Just to go down and see the boats is really cool. Of course, the entertainment, the big screen with the football game playing, as well as live entertainment, a live band playing inside and outside. And they had an area roped off for all of the Florida Powerboat Club and Poker Run attendees. And, it's always a VIP experience. I think this year that kind of got away from them. There was a VIP lounge upstairs for sponsors, and the girls of FPC, of course, they're always VIP. But I think for the attendees, from the results we got back, was that they wanted something that was a little more special here at AJ's, and I know that Alan Laird would want to roll out the red carpet. He's always been great with our poker run. So we're going to change things up a little bit for 2018. We're going to keep it fun. It's going to be a great party, but we are going to give the people who are on the poker run something that's a little more special so they can be together and they can enjoy the ambiance of this great party that happens every year. We're going to let these video clips run just to give all of you a general idea of what you can expect if you attend the Emerald Coast Poker Run and come out to this Friday night captain's party with the Florida Powerboat Club members. And we can't wait till 2018 when we're going to just take it out of the park and just ramp it up and have a great event. Thanks to Alan Laird and all the staff at AJ's for rolling out the carpet to all of our poker runners. Saturday morning and a beautiful day for a poker run as we kick things off here at AJ's Seafood and Oyster Bar. Pretty big party here last night, but now here in the morning on the docks, pretty quiet. Just 12 hours ago, this place was rocking and rolling. But tonight, it's everyone's a little moving a little slow, but I know that everyone's excited to get out for the poker run because the weather here is fantastic. And you can see some of the boats that were here last night. They look great in the daytime too, but something about nighttime with all those underwater lights on and all the cockpit lights shining. Thanks to Midnight Express for coming all the way from South Florida to come up and attend this for their very first time as a sponsor of the event. I know that Eric Glazer and his crew had a great time. And I also want to point out, and you can see it more here from these shots, that, you know, normally AJ's has a complete charter fleet here. All of those charter fleet spots are taken up, and so when we have our sponsors like Midnight Express come into town, Alan Laird and his crew move all the regular charter boats out and let the poker run boats and the sponsor boats stay here. So obviously you guys pay for that, but it is a nice little perk that we can come down here to the docks at AJ's and pretty much take over. Let's talk about the poker cards on the course today. Remember that once upon a time, AJ's here was a stop, a checkpoint for the poker run way back in the early days, but it was a little bit hectic bringing 100 or 150 boats up to the dock, and back in those days, they didn't hand off a card. They actually did a voucher system, so it was timely, time-consuming, and it was difficult to get all that done in a matter of time. And then, you know, next thing you know, you got 100-plus boats lined up, and everybody's overheated. There's Octavio and his crew, Scott Mander, in their 47-foot outer limits. And say hi to Mark Fisher and his crew getting ready on that 36-foot deep impact. You can't really see it, but that boat's got quad, remember, 4 400 Verados, making it one fast deep impact. Speaking of fast, of course, Black Diamond is going to be one of the front runners today, mothership here in the MTI fleet, and certainly a big attraction here at the Emerald Coast Poker Run every year because Derek and his crew live nearby. But you can see everyone is just kind of like milling out to the East Pass and over towards Choctawhatchee Bay. We're not doing any maneuvers or any navigation through the East Pass out into the Gulf, at least for the poker run course. But on Sunday, we like to offer some people the opportunity to go out into the Gulf waters, which are beautiful and very colorful, and get some good shots. But we're going to save that for Sunday. Today, it's all about the poker run. And as we can see, the fleet here in Destin Harbor is starting to build. There's another 44 MTI. That's James and Audra Bohannon, came all the way from Texas to join us on this run. We met them several years ago, and every couple of years we see them back here for the event. There's Hugh Petroni Sr. and his crew in that 43 Nortec called Team Away Nuts. And back here with another one of the center console teams, looks like it's a Nortec. That's Greg Bent from Louisiana, representing Team Nortec, one of our factory sponsors here for the Emerald Coast Poker Run. And now we've moved over to another one of our staging facilities. This is Brooks Bridge Marina in Fort Walton Beach, and I want to thank all the gang there for playing an active role in supporting this event year after year. And what I mean by that is that you're giving these guys a great floating dock facility with marine services, fuel, and even lifting services with your forklift to help them come into town and have a good place to dock their boats and a very central location to get to and from. It's only just a hop, skip, and a jump from the Marlar Park ramp, and their trailers parked at the convention center. So it's really a great situation logistically for anybody who rolls into town, especially like Manny Roman here with this big 42-foot Motion center console. Like, this is a big boat, and he wants to be able to launch it and park his trailer and have a marina to go to that's safe. And I know these guys with these fancy skaters like Bo Renfro from Georgia, you know, he loves to take care of his little baby, and this is certainly a good place to do it. So I want to thank everybody at Brooks Bridge, and Remind all you guys that this situation will continue for 2018. Even though we're conducting a lot of our activities in Destin, Brooksbridge Marina will be on the roster for a headquarter docking facility for the Emerald Coast Poker Run 2018. That brings us to the first half hour of this complete coverage of the 25th Annual Emerald Coast Poker Run, and we are going to be back with altogether a 4-part series. So we're going to wrap things up here as we get ready for the boats to go out on the Poker Run course. This is Stu Jones with the Florida Powerboat Club. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for part 2 of the 25th anniversary of the Emerald Coast Poker Run with members of the Florida Powerboat Club.